Guys, I got the articles up. There's some good articles in here. I also can do the summary too, if you want, of everybody else's intel. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hey, Robert. Hey, Sabrina. How are you? I'm going to wait for some people to come on, guys. I was looking through and pulling up all the articles, and I guess there was a lot going on last night in a chat. I didn't look at everything, right? But I'm just looking to make sure I got everything loaded. Last night, Baghdad police bust a major forgery lab in Al Sadar City. Again, guys, this new system is fabulous, and I'm excited to see justice return because of these systems, these digital systems in Iraq. And how about you guys? And guys, I got really chilly when the power came back on because the fan came back on full blast, and it's not that warm today. It's only in the 70s, and with a breeze, I freeze. I know, it's crazy. I'm hoping this thing happens soon. What do you guys think? So they had a major police bust. That was yesterday. That must have been that was at 5. So I was already, I think, hanging out with my husband. Iraq moves to annul Kuwait's maritime accord. That was an article last night. Now I'm going to look at that because that was the last article that I missed because of the timing of when we did our stuff yesterday. Iraq moves to annul Kuwait maritime accord. A full quorum session to vote on annulling the maritime agreement with Kuwait over the Khor Abdullah waterway is in prep for Iraq's Parliamentary Foreign Relations Committee on Tuesday. They were coming back in next Tuesday, I think, right? Because today's Wednesday? I don't know. Initial notice from the Parliament's leadership for a session scheduled, yes, for July 13th or 14th. Estimating that over 90% of lawmakers would back the vote. He further described the Khor Abdullah agreement as never a binding agreement, stressing that it was pushed through under murky conditions and lacked both legitimacy and transparency. So it was signed in 2012 and ratified in 2013, and Iraq looked totally different back then. And the agreement has drawn repeated criticism from several political blocs opposing what they consider territorial concessions. Iraq was in a state of weakness back then. They're not now. Now they're stronger than they've ever been, and with this newest system, everybody loves them. So it says, anyways, so I guess a political analyst, Waul al-Rakabi, regarding the upcoming session as a potential turning point, highlighting that lawmakers could either annul the deal or pursue legal measures through the United Nations or Security Councils or similar maritime disputes elsewhere. So Iraq's prime minister and parliament agreed to advance legislation in line with the previous federal Supreme Court ruling that found flaws in the original ratification of the Khor Abdullah agreement, an issue that also prompted 6 judges to resign in protest over alleged government pressure on the court. Remember, they resigned, but now they're back because they got a new leader. So a lot is going on in Iraq. Yes, thank you, Robert, for the timestamps. So the bust in the narcotics lab I'm going into now, I kind of went back up to yesterday. Sorry about that. Baghdad police bust a major forgery lab in Al Sadar City. 3 minutes in is the lab thing. Iraqi security forces arrested a suspect described as one of the country's most dangerous document forgers during a raid in Al Sadar City, the Ministry of Interior announced on Tuesday. According to the statement from the ministry's media and public relations directories, the arrest followed detailed intelligence from a confidential source indicating that the suspect was running a sophisticated forgery operation in the area. They got judicial authorization. A joint security team carried out a surveillance operation and set up an ambush that led to the suspect's arrest in the act. Upon interrogation, the man confessed to owning a fully equipped forgery lab. Authorities uncovered the lab and seized items that included industrial and standard printers, a license plate, number printer rolls, and official stamps from multiple government departments, including judicial, customs, traffic, and security offices, fake license plates, forged vehicle registration documents, and blank customs forms. So he got caught. Guys, I think justice is returning through these systems. A lot of people are going to say a lot of different things as they are rolled out worldwide, but I think, I think they're good, right? What do you guys think? So there was that, and then I started at the beginning. This article that I covered yesterday, I'm going to pull up. That's the article, Prime Minister's Advisor, Monetary Policy has succeeded in stabilizing prices and curbing inflation. Again, they've been monitoring their inflation, and then they released the digital form of the Iraqi dinar coin, the digital stable coin. They released it on June 8th. We've been reporting out about it exclusively on our channel. I've used many things to visualize it to you. Right now, that coin is in their banks and it has a value as of today. Let me check. As of right now, because when I did the live stream, it was 109, I think, or at least that's what put on the title. Right now, it's 108. Well, so it's a penny off. So that's only in country in Iraq. It's in country only. Digital 108. Well, now it says 104. Whatever. Whether it's 108, 109, or 104, it's going to go up and down because it's free floating on this Handle Forex on Coinbase. That's where the digital stuff lives until they figure out, until all the countries get on the same page. Because right now, Iraq is the only one that we can prove is on this system and it's in their bank accounts. To the citizens, it doesn't look like anything. They bring their currency in, they get 104 today. Yesterday, they got 109, right? In their digital transformation. So you bring your paper in, the bank does the work. They don't know that it's a digital coin. They don't know it's on Coinbase unless they come across a channel like mine. You know, it just helps for you to understand that they're all transitioning to this new system because the AI system is run off the blockchain. It's run off the digital blockchain system. So all countries will have their own currencies to run on this new system. So in America, our system is still, we don't know because we got so many different arguments here. Let's just call this arguments in America, right? Well, I think the system is in place for people to plug in. We just don't know who's plugged in and who hasn't. Like we think Chase has, JP Morgan Chase. You know, your branches are changing. People have said even they have noticed that some of their credit unions have closed down to become more digital. Some of them tell their people that. So it's happening everywhere in America. It's already complete in Iraq, right? And so it can go live whenever they want to. Iraq didn't tell their citizens that they were changing to digital in their banks. They don't need to know that, just like you don't need to know. You just need to know that once they go international, which they're not right now, you can't call your banks right now. It's not international. It's just in country only. Hopefully that makes sense, right? So that's where we're starting from, that understanding. Right now it's 104. So it came down 5 cents since I did this morning's. And then this Prime Minister's article that they sent me again that I wanted to print out, haven't been able to print it out. My husband's on a meeting. He's been busy since he got home, talking with the guys and making sure everything's on track. Thank God the power's back so I can do the articles. But anyways, it said monetary policy has succeeded in stabilizing prices and curbing inflation. They've already monitored everything, so it's good to go. So that should be encouraging to you because it does say that this trend has contributed to strengthening investor confidence and reducing market volatility within a phase of stable and high quality results in terms of overall economic growth that the country is currently witnessing. He pointed out that capital indicators, particularly capital market indicators such as the volume of banking loans, foreign exchange reserves, and capital flows all now reflect the financial system's ability to support economic growth and absorb shocks and are now proceeding in a stable and consistent manner with the movement of growth, trade, and investment in the national economy. This confirms the success of monetary policy as a pivotal element in utilizing its tools with truly rare consistency, managing economic liquidity and its growth with stability in line with the requirements and needs of the national economy. This indicates continued success in managing and stabilizing liquidity without interruption. Guys, this article that we talked about, we went over it like 3 times. Guys, they are controlling growth, inflation rates, achieved effective guarantee of price stability, whether through the stability of they said the exchange rate right here. This is why I want to print this out. I haven't been able to do it, but I'm going to highlight that. Because Jack confirmed this morning, he goes, no, they did say exchange rate and it wasn't a mistake. Up until now, you know how I said the Iraqi dinar was at a program rate. The 0.000076, the USD to Iraqi dinar was a program rate in Iraq. It's not anymore. It has an exchange rate, but it's not international. Do you understand? We're right on the cusp of this, I believe. So it did say exchange rate. It says, whether through the stability of the exchange rate, the growth of liquidity in the economy, or through the efficient use of foreign reserves that support this, liquidity with a degree of harmony that has become consistent with the country's overall economic policy and achieving tangible levels of success. So guys, this is just right on the cusp. The next article was oil prices stabilized above $70 a barrel. That's all they need to make a profit is $70 a barrel. The next article, Baghdad municipality, the largest underground water tank will be operational by the end of this year. Why? It solves their water issue. It says, let's see, they announced today the completion of the largest underground reservoir in Iraq with a capacity of 135,000 cubic meters. It confirmed this will serve the Ur neighborhood, Al-Shabib, and Sadr City. I mean, that's amazing, guys, that they have that kind of water reserves. The project is considered a major one and aims to serve the areas of Al-Shabaab, and the Sadr City. The idea behind the reservoir is to collect drinking water during the night hours when demand is low and then pump it out during peak times, which helps regulate water distribution fairly among the regions that sometimes suffer from water scarcity. The project will provide potable water to residents of those areas 24 hours a day and is a vital project within the mayor of Baghdad's vision and strategy to address water scarcity in the capital. It constitutes one of the essential solutions to ensure the sustainability of the water supply. The tank is the largest of its kind in Iraq and represents a qualitative shift in the capital. Very good. Then the Prime Minister launches the implementation of the works of the Najif refinery expansion project. It says, what does it say? Let's see. Prime Minister launched the implementation work on the Najaf refinery expansion project, adding 70,000 barrels per day, bringing the total refining capacity to 100,000 barrels per day. Guys, they're working on all levels. He is opening so many things. Then it says infographic. Abayasa power plant inaugurated. The power plant was inaugurated. So you got water, you got power, and you got an oil refinery refurbished to pump out more oil. So this was done, and that was breaking news today. There was no words with it, just a picture. Power plant. So they got water, power, electric. What else do you need, right? You need a new currency rate, and they have it in the banks. The citizens are getting increased purchasing power stronger than the US dollar. That's all they say. That's all they need. That's all the Prime Minister promised. The next article, Prime Minister, our security capabilities are high and there is no terrorist threat. I mean, I love this guy. I mean, I love Trump more, but I love him because he's a good leader and he kept me afloat when I could focus on this instead of all the stuff going on here. So it says, Prime Minister Al-Sudani affirmed on Wednesday that Iraq's security capabilities are high and there is no terrorist threat, while pointing out that wheat reserves have reached 6.5 million tons thanks to the work of farmers and government support. He stated that visited the guest house of Sheikh Tariq al-Shameik al-whatever, one of the sheikhs of the Bani Hassan tribes in the Abyassia area during his visit, and met with a number of dignitaries, sheikhs in the region and its people, where he listened to their demands, and he just listened to them like, somebody else I know. So guys, look at their wheat stores. They are going to be independent and sovereign in all these ways. Then the Minister of Labor inaugurated the first unified call center of its kind in Iraq. You know how they're using all these digital cards now, and they're using this Eye of Iraq system to give people fines for traffic violations? They started a unified call center. It's the first of its kind. And that was today. He inaugurated it. The Minister of Labor and Social Affairs, Ahmed Al-Assadi, inaugurated the first unified call center. The ministry stated that the Minister of Labor and Social Affairs, Ahmed Al-Assadi, inaugurated the first unified call center of its kind in Iraq. The center was open to enhance communication with citizens, receive their complaints and appeals, follow up on them, and forward them to the relevant authorities electronically. Everything's electronic. It says, we have designed the toll-free number 1018 as a direct link with citizens to follow up on their needs, receive complaints, and report cases of tampering with or encroachment on social assistance. So they set up a dedicated line, and I think that's amazing, guys. They're taking care of their citizens in every way. And then the National Security Advisor in Iraq arrived in Erbil today. It didn't say, it just said the visit was to hold a series of political and security meetings with leaders in the Kurdistan region. They're going to be unified, guys. Eventually, those salary payments are going to start flowing. The oil's going to start flowing. Everything's going to be great. And who knows what comes first, the chicken or the egg? Does anybody know? No, only God knows the time. The next article, 14 minutes in. Thank you, Robert, for doing the timestamps. 15 minutes in, the judiciary reveals new statistics on those released under the amnesty law. Remember, they passed the amnesty law and people were worried that they were going to release terrorists. They released, it says, a statement by the Supreme Judicial Council stated the total number of those released from prisons and detention centers under this law amounted to 27,974 people. The number of those included among the accused who have arrest or summons orders issued against them, those on bail, and those convicted in absentia reached 119,315 people. The amounts recovered, I don't know how they're recovering money by releasing these people, but it says the amounts recovered amounted to a total of 22 billion dinars. It's a lot of dinars. Then tensions escalate between Iraq and Kuwait over Khor Abdullah. Now remember, they're changing the agreement. This is an article from May 12th of 2025. What I need to know from Jack is if they just republish this article because they're redoing the agreements. Maybe they just republished this article because this was from May 12th of 2025. Tensions escalate between Iraq and Kuwait over Khor Abdullah. Remember, the articles that I just went through was they're redoing that because it was done when Iraq was in a different position. So they're going to probably change those maritime laws. I'm not going to go into that because that's an older article. Then Iraqi parliament reconvenes for critical final term. Now that starts on, this is why I think Jack got in the chat and gave us details. This says, on Tuesday, Iraqi Parliament Speaker Mahmoud al-Mashadani urged all lawmakers to resume attendance as the final term of the current parliamentary cycle begins. And I think that is going to be next Tuesday. Or is it Saturday? Hold on, let me look at the timing. He's urging them, it's our national duty to work together. They plan to hold their next session Saturday, July 12th. That's what I was looking for. So, guys, you know, he's urging everybody to show up. Iraq moves to settle KRG budget rift. We've been looking for this. This was late yesterday. On Tuesday, Iraqi Prime Minister Mohammed Shia al-Sudani ordered the formation of a high-level ministerial committee to address pending financial agreements between the federal government and the Kurdistan regional government. According to a statement, one submitted by federal authorities, the other by CARE. Both documents concern the transfer of oil and non-oil revenues from the Kurdistan region and the mechanism for employees' salary domiciliation. Another statement, this could be messiness in Iraq to prevent people from knowing that everything is already done in their banks for them to have a new rate. I just don't know if the people noticed. I mean, when you're taking your paper in and you're getting a lot more for it, I'm thinking you would notice, right? I don't know. We don't have anybody to, we just have the articles we're getting. The cabinet also decided to raise domestic dry gas output by 190 million standard feet in 2001. So the point is, they're working on it. They're moving to settle their disputes. And then Iraqi parliament to resume work with full agenda. That's going to be July 12th. That's Saturday, right? Yep. On July 12th, they're going to resume with a full calendar. Now, this was an article about remember that guy that was in prison, told everybody to disarm the one party? This is the article that proves that it's done. Öcalan, PKK drops goal of Kurdish nation state in Turkey. It says Abdullah Öcalan, the imprisoned leader of the Kurdistan Workers' Party, the PKK, announced on Wednesday that the group has officially abandoned its goal of establishing a Kurdish nation state in Turkey. In a video message from prison, Öcalan claimed Turkey has acknowledged Kurdish identity, asserting that the PKK's core demands have been fulfilled. He called the group's decision to disarm a historic victory, declaring an end to the armed struggle. Politics and societal peace matter more than continuing the armed path, he stated, adding that he has never sought his own release. He's still in prison and he's declaring victory. That is a huge victory for Iraq, in my opinion, and for the end of terrorism. Again, here's the article. Iraq moves to annul Kuwait Maritime Accord. So I think Jack gave us the historical article. And then this tells you what it's based on. It's based on old laws when Iraq was 2012, 2013. So that's the news. I'm not sure if Jack even knows we're live right now. Let's see. So they busted the major forgery lab. All this articles I just went through. Yeah, guys, this thing is so done. What do you think? Comment down below. It's only 12:20. I figured I would go over and see what everybody else is saying because it's 12:21 right now, 12:21. I saw the time at 11:11. Are you guys seeing repeating numbers? I certainly am. So what is everybody else saying, right? Because our guys are not on right now. 105 people watching. Thank you. Please subscribe, tap the bell, hit the like. Sanda Ingram said one of the biggest concerns about Iraq's currency regarding a revaluation is the country has overprinted the money. Iraq's efforts to reduce the circulation of the IQD is excellent news. Remember, according to our sources on the ground, 80% of the mattress money has been put in the banks. They've reduced the amount of Iraqi dinar outside their system. It's in their system. Oh, it's done. Exactly. Frank 26, this must have been his stuff from last night because, you know, he goes live later. The United States of America was never going to let Iraq have a powerful exchange rate for the Iraqi country while you had an Iranian politicians in your country telling Iraq what to do. Things are different now. That's his perspective. He's entitled to it. I honor his perspective. I honor his opinion, and that's why I share it. Mark Z, I'm probably going to do a summary, like a short 10-minute summary, but I wanted to go live so you can get this because it's not your fault our power was out. It's not my fault either. I'm just saying. I'm really glad I have a standby generator. They're still here working. And I'm glad my husband at the same time had a meeting. So as soon as the power came up, he could get on his meeting and I could go live and give you all the intel that I couldn't give you this morning. But it was great to have Jack in the chat and giving us the details. Mark Z, our regular article from Salih, advisor to the Prime Minister, monetary policy has succeeded in stabilizing prices and curbing inflation. We've been talking about that article for a few days, and now he's talking about it, which I love it. He says we are in great shape. Now, even though that article is great and it says exchange rate in it, it's still not clear to everybody about the digital dinar that's in the system. I hope it's clear to you. I'm going to make it clear. If you have any questions about the digital dinar versus our currency, it's going to be very simple to the citizens. The citizens were told in Iraq not to invest in cryptocurrency. It was prevented. It was illegal for them to do that. So even though they have a digital stable coin in their bank, that's up to a country. That's not something you can really trade in. I don't think you can trade in stable coins, or why would you want to? Because the point is they're stable coins. But because people have said, where can I get digital dinar? You don't want digital dinar. This is for this is, in my opinion, Lord Jesus help me, this is for the country to hold and run its digital platforms on, right? So I hope that's clear. Because I've had, you know, a lot of people have a lot of questions. They're great questions. That's why I go live so much, so you can ask your questions. So if Iraq is the first one that's done with this completely, we're just waiting for it to be implemented. Mountain Goat, the CBI has jumped through hoops to implement the much-needed banking reforms and even made the switch over to digital electronic payments. He didn't say digital bank, but he said digital electronic payments, which is opposite of banking. Electronic payments means when you pay a bill, you can do it electronically, or when you go to a store, you can pay for it electronically. Electronic payments, e-payments. That is one aspect of a completely digital system. That's just one little straw, one little activity, e-payments. So he's not talking about the entire system like I am, the global financial system that they are going to be, they're the first ones, I think. So it says, something they have been trying to do since Dr. Shabibi's days more than a decade ago. Well, more than a decade ago, I'm trying to think, more than a decade ago. Well, the blockchain was available. When did Bitcoin, when was Bitcoin released? Wasn't it like 2008, 2009? So it said they needed to ditch the dollar, and they too have been waiting so patiently to see that it's done. We are now also going to shortly see the oil and gas law in Parliament Saturday. We just read those articles. This too is just all done. Next, the budget tables 2025 will be passed on to Parliament. We see this happen suddenly and seemingly all in a short period. Guys, that's why I do everybody's summary. Everybody's got a piece of it. Everybody should be honored for their piece in it. I will wait and do the summary later because, you know, wait and see what else comes in. Do you guys even have any questions for me? 124 people watching. Hi, please subscribe, tap the bell. I'm live again. I was live this morning. We talked about a lot of stuff, but I just went through all the articles. Oh, now I'm tired. The guys are still here working on our generator, our standby generator. So I just want to know if you have any other questions. And they refer to the same article that we've gone over, I think, 1, 2, 3 times. So there are still a couple days behind us, but I think how we're reporting on it so fast, that is challenging everybody to get better. So we're all ships rise with the rising tide, right? So I'm very grateful for our Intel guys over there. Yes, everybody hit that like button. I should have shared this live stream with them so they can get on. Let me do that and give them a few minutes to get on because it's been about 25 minutes, but I wanted to do just purely an Intel live stream so people can see what kind of questions we go over. Hold on, let me see how I can do this. It's nice to just have my internet back up. Hold on. Now I can see your chat. They can't get better. They are... Who? Hold on. Let's see if I can share. Yes, I can share this. Yay, I can share this. Click on it too. Let me go and see if I can say. I'll see if they'll hop on because it's, I don't know, it's 7:30 p.m. there. Hit that like, guys. Yeah, hit the like. I sent it to them just to see if they'll hop on. I don't know if they will, guys. They could be relaxing. They need to relax. Remember, he was tired this morning. So I'm not saying they're on. I just wanted to give him a chance. I should have given it to him early, but I've had a crazy day. It's a crazy day here. Literally, it's a crazy day. Thank you for the timestamps, Robert. Thank you so much, you all. I love you all. Thank you for sharing the Coinbase link too, where you could see the price for Handle Forex. I've got it up. I've been trying to post it as a link. It's down to 104. It was 109 this morning, so now it's 104. Guys, again, the citizens in Iraq don't know anything. They're just bringing their paper dollars in because they're getting more for it than the US dollar. Okay? And everybody else, I think it should happen soon. What do you think? Dawn, thank you so much. So yeah, now it's 104. So I just went through a lot of articles. I just went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 articles I just went through in 28 minutes. That was a lot. But I did a preview of it. Plus I also did a little bit of everybody else's summary. Thank you, Magdalene Maria Dubois. What a great name, Dubois. That's a very distinguished last name. So I figured we'd give our guys about 5 minutes, see if they come on. If not, I'll let you go. I might need a nap. I'm still fasting and praying. What about you guys? I'm intermittent fasting till I can take my afternoon shake. Hey, Marianne McCartney. I need my glasses. My husband was running around. My dog, my puppy, she destroyed my older dog, Roxy, the big black dog. Her gel cooling therapeutic crate pad. I was sitting in the front preparing to go live, tried to set up my live stream, and then it went live, and then I had to delete it. Yes, we all know it's about to happen. Hi, Mel. In my opinion, please go to your county clerk's office for your passport to protect for your own protection. Okay. Thank you. I appreciate that. I got to get to that. I really do. So, yes. Guys, I love this community so much. Thank you for being part of my community. Oh my gosh, I can't quit yawning. I got up extra early. How's everybody sleeping? You know, we do have a full moon coming up. I'm glad my husband had an appointment. I'm glad the power came back on. They're still working over there. They had to build a trench from we had to buy another propane tank. We didn't buy it, we rented it. We got another propane tank and they had to go all the way down the north side of the house, and then they're burying it. The trolls had real jobs, and me and Sabrina hid them before they got started. I was up all night. Oh, Joy, I'm so sorry. Yeah, there were several people. I went to bed a little after my husband because he carries the puppy up, gets the dogs out and up, and I reset the house. Right? We don't eat on our really nice fuzzy pillows. We eat on the really oldest pillows. So those come back in the living room. The fuzzy pillows go in the thing, and so I reset the house. And then by the time I got my water and got up to bed, he was already asleep. And that was good because he needed some sleep. So guys, I saw the time at 11:11. I also saw it at 12:21 while we were live. But now it's 12:31. I did get back to all your emails this morning. As soon as the came back on. Guys, if you send me a payment, you have to send me an email to tell me how you paid me and what your name was on the payment, because I'm not a mind reader. And guys, people have asked about the bridge strategy. It'll be free to anybody who bought the 3 steps ahead of time. It'll be free. I don't know how I'm going to do it. I don't know. It's going to be after the Time Is Now live stream. I also am getting a lot in junk mail. I'm also getting a lot of very weird stuff. They know how old I am, guys. They send me all sorts of stuff. It's kind of crazy. And guys, you know they can record anything you say or do, so be careful when you're around your phone. You looked at the clock, it was 4:44 a.m. Wow, so you didn't get a lot of sleep, so I hope you get a nap. I'm going to try to do that, I think, today. I listened to a funny guy today. He was on Instagram, and he was talking about, for all the women who do, it was really funny. He said, for all the women who do Botox and fillers, guys, I knew people when I was in Boca Raton, I knew people that were in their 20s and 30s getting stuff done, getting their, just all sorts of weird facial procedures to try to not look old. And it always worked out the opposite. He goes, when you get all that stuff done, when you're 60, you're just going to look weird. Thanks be to God, I didn't have the money nor the inclination to get anything done to my face, right? Yeah, you're going to try. Yeah, you should nap. So guys, thanks everybody for being on. Bliss Newell, I got a notification that you sent me a Zelle, but I don't have your email. And guys, if you send me the information and then I reply with how you pay me, once you pay me, you have to send me another email and say, I just paid you. That works. I did get a couple things in the mail today, so I'll make sure if you need something from me, just email me and tell me. What is my email, you might say? My email is, the birds sound cool. Hold on. Here's my email. Just so you can have it. After you pay me, you must email me so I know to send you your stuff. I can't believe I'm yawning so much. It's crazy. So here's my email. So don't forget to email me to say, hey, I paid you by this. And most people, when I got your checks, I've already sent you your stuff. Have you noticed? I kind of I tune into God and he'll say, okay, go ahead and send it. So I send you your stuff before I even get your check sometimes. But don't use that to try to come get one over on me, because God talks to me every day. Talks, ow, that would hurt. Talks to me and through me, right? So, yes. So guys, I think I'm going to end. I need a nap. I'm extremely tired. Nappy time. Yes, let's all take a nap. Let's take a collective nap and visualize what you're going to do with all your millions. What are you going to do with all your millions? So anyways, I hope you appreciate this live stream, that I decided to do it while my husband's busy. And I think this is the only time to nap. The puppy's in the crate. I had to walk her to the crate with my hand on her collar, because all of a sudden she had this blue styrofoam in her mouth. I'm like, and then I looked, it was all over the kitchen. I cleaned it up quickly, and I don't know, within 5 minutes, she just destroyed it. And my husband's like, he's getting annoyed. My husband's the most patient man I know, but he was annoyed, very frustrated, and then went right into his counseling. So I'm praying it goes well. Yes, get some beauty sleep, ladies. Yes, and thank you guys so much. Thank you to all the mods. And I'm praying that Jack's getting some good sleep too. I'm extremely tired. Nappy time. Let's all take a nap and envision what we're going to do with all our millions, okay? I'll do a summary later, and I'll see you guys later. I love you so much. Have a good one. I'm glad I got this done. Okay, bye.